You are a ghost in a graveyard of giants. Earth hangs below you, a silent blue marble. Your world is this orbital junkyard, a chaotic sphere of dead satellites and forgotten ships. You call it the heap. Others call it a menace to navigation. For you, it is home, and it is your hunting ground. Your little scavenger skiff, the Magpie, drifts silently. Its hull is a patchwork of a dozen different vessels. It complains with every maneuver. But it is yours. Today is like any other day. You hunt for salvageable tech. A working fusion coil here, a decent navigation chip there. Enough to trade for oxygen and nutrient paste. Enough to keep flying for another cycle. The work is lonely. The silence is broken only by your ship's groans and the faint crackle of starborn radiation. You are used to the quiet. You almost prefer it. Your proximity sensors beep a lazy rhythm. They are your eyes in this metal maze. They alert you to drifting dangers, and sometimes to promising finds. A sudden sharp ping cuts through the calm. It is different, not the dull thud of dense scrap. It is a focused, repeating signal, a glimmer, an invitation. You nudge the Magpie toward the source. The skiff protests with a shudder. You coax it forward gently. Your screen shows a dense cluster of debris. It looks like the carcass of an old colony ship, the kind with spinning rings for gravity, a true relic from the expansion age. Most of these were picked clean decades ago. Yet the signal persists, coming from deep within the wreckage. Navigating the wreck is treacherous. Jagged metal claws reach out in the darkness. You pilot with practiced ease. This is your domain. You know its secret paths and hidden dangers. The signal grows stronger. It feels less like a radio wave, more like a hum you can feel in your teeth. A low, resonant thrum. There, tucked inside a shattered cryobay. Something is glowing. It is not the harsh glare of a broken power conduit. It is a soft, inviting light. You suit up and exit the Magpie. Your mag boots clamp onto a twisted steel beam. The silence of the void is absolute. You are truly alone now. Just you and the light. You drift closer. The object is a perfect black cube. It is no bigger than your fist. The light is not coming from its surface. It seems to emanate from within, as if it swallowed a star. Smooth, seamless, impossibly dark. It absorbs the beam of your helmet lamp, yet it pulses with its own gentle luminescence. This is not human technology. It is something else entirely. Something ancient, and something you know you should not touch. But you are a scavenger. Curiosity is your oldest vice. You reach out your gloved hand. The moment your glove touches the cube, everything changes. The low hum becomes a roar in your mind. Not a sound, but a feeling. A wave of pure information crashes over you. It is overwhelming. It is exhilarating. Images flash behind your eyes. Star charts of unknown galaxies. Blueprints for impossible machines. Whispers in a language you have never heard. Yet somehow you understand. You recoil your hand instinctively. The cube falls silent. The light within dims to a soft pulse. It seems to be waiting, watching you. Your heart hammers against your ribs. Your suit's life support monitor flashes a warning. Your pulse is dangerously high. You force yourself to take slow breaths, in and out. The void outside feels less empty now. You carefully secure the cube in a shielded container. Even through the lead lining, you feel its presence. A quiet thrum that vibrates through the Magpie's deck. It is a constant companion on your short flight back. You try to make sense of what you saw. The visions were not random. They were structured, purposeful. A library of forgotten knowledge. A key to something vast. Back in your hidden alcove, your personal hideout, you examine the container. The authorities would have a field day with this. The System Patrol loves confiscating unknown artifacts. They would lock it in a lab for a century. You would get a small finder's fee and a stern lecture about safety protocols. That seems like a bad deal. A terribly bad deal. This feels different from normal salvage. This feels important. The kind of important that changes things. Forever. A ripple spreads from your small corner of the heap. The cube is not entirely silent. It emits a faint energy signature, almost undetectable, but not quite. Somewhere, on a pristine orbital station, an alarm blares. A sensor tech stares at his screen in disbelief. He has found an anomaly, a whisper in the static. He does not know what it is, but he knows where it is coming from. The great Junkyard. You are blissfully unaware of this new attention. You are focused on the cube. You open the container again. You are more careful this time. You run a low-level scan. Your ship's computer whines in protest. The readings make no sense. The cube has no mass. Yet it has gravity. It has no energy source. Yet it radiates power. It is a paradox in a box. It's like finding a cat that barks. You are not sure what to do with a barking cat. You decide to try touching it again. Barehanded this time. It feels foolish. It feels dangerous. It feels necessary. Your fingers brush against the cold, smooth surface. The torrent of information returns. But this time, you are ready. You brace for the impact. You focus your mind. You try to find a pattern in the chaos, and you find one. A single, repeating image. A fleet of starships. Unlike any you have ever seen. They are sleek, powerful, and utterly alien. And they are heading this way. The vision fades. You are left kneeling on the deck of your skiff. The black cube is warm in your hand. The alien fleet, it was not a memory. It was a warning. A premonition. They are coming. And they are coming here. To the heap. You do not know why. But you know they are not here for a friendly chat. Your first instinct is to run. To take the magpie and burn for the outer system. Disappear into the asteroid belt. Live out your days as a hermit. It is the smart play. The safe play. The scavenger's way. But then you look at the cube. This impossible thing. It showed you the threat. Maybe it can also show you the answer. You have a choice to make. Run and save yourself. Or stay and... what? Fight an alien fleet with a rusty salvage skiff? That is not just a bad idea. It is suicide. You are a junker, not a hero. Heroes die noble deaths. You prefer to die of old age, preferably somewhere warm. A new alert flashes on your console. It is a coded message from another scavenger. A friend named Cora. The message is short. Patrol ships moving your way. Full squadron. They are running a high-energy scan. Did you find something shiny? You curse under your breath. The whisper from the cube was not so quiet after all. The authorities are coming. They will be here in under an hour. The choice is made for you. You cannot run now. They would catch you in minutes. You have to hide the cube, and you have to hide it well. The magpie is filled with shielded compartments, but they will scan your ship from top to bottom. They will find it. You need a better hiding place. You need to hide the cube in the one place they would never look. You look out your viewport. The heap stretches out before you. A metal mountain range in the sky. Millions of tons of forgotten technology. It is the perfect haystack for your needle. You find the densest section of wreckage, a place your charts call the core. It is a graveyard of ancient warships. Hulks from humanity's own forgotten conflicts. It is unstable, dangerous, and is Luchaites so much background radiation that their scans will be useless. You suit up again. The cube feels heavier now, burdened with secrets and warnings. You weave the Magpie through the core's canyons. The old warships loom like silent sentinels. Their hulls are scarred with ancient battles. You find a derelict destroyer. Its spine is broken. Its guts are spilled open to the void. Perfect. You find the old reactor room, a place so contaminated even you feel uneasy. You wedge the cube deep inside the destroyer's dead reactor, between two massive containment rings. You hope the residual radiation will mask its signature. It is a long shot, a desperate gambit. But it is the only one you have. As you fly away, you see them, the sleek, white ships of the System Patrol. They are moving into formation, a net closing around your little section of the void. You just became the most interesting person in the solar system. You really hate being interesting. You return to your hideout. You try to look busy. You run diagnostics you do not need. You organize salvage you already sorted. You do everything a normal scavenger would do. You try to ignore the patrol ships on your screen. They are methodical, efficient. They are sweeping the area, sector by sector, getting closer. You wait. The silence stretches. Every creak of your ship makes you jump. You close your eyes, and the visions return. Even without the cube, it left an echo in your mind, a faint imprint, like the memory of a song. You see the ships again, not the alien fleet. These are different, human, or at least, they were built by human hands. They are nothing like the blocky, functional ships of today. They are elegant, almost organic in their design. They move with a fluid grace. Their weapons unleash silent torrents of light. They fight with a ferocity you have never seen. This is not a battle. It is a war on a scale you can barely comprehend. You see cities of light clinging to the edges of nebulae. You see armies marching across moons. You see a human empire that spanned the stars, an empire of unimaginable power and beauty, an empire that is now gone, lost to time, wiped from the history books. Why? What happened to these people? To your ancestors? The visions shift. You see the enemy they fought, a shadowy, formless terror, a thing that consumed stars, a darkness that swarmed across the galaxy. The Devourer. The name echoes in your mind. A deep, primal fear grips you. This is what destroyed the Starborn Empire. This is the threat that made them build those incredible ships. A new piece of the puzzle clicks into place. The cube. It was not just a library. It was a weapon, a key, a legacy left behind, a final, desperate measure from a fallen civilization. They knew the Devourer would return. They left a warning for their descendants. For you, a scavenger picking through their bones. It would be funny if it were not so terrifying. A loud ping from your proximity alert shatters the vision. You open your eyes. A patrol cutter is hailing you. Its spotlight illuminates your small skiff. Unregistered vessel, a stern voice says over the comm. Identify yourself. Prepare to be boarded. Your blood runs cold. They are here. You thought your hiding spot was clever. Apparently not clever enough. You steady your voice. You recite your registration number. You complain about official harassment. You play the part of a grumpy junker perfectly. The patrol officer is not impressed. We are tracking an anomalous energy signature. It originated from this sector. Power down your systems, now. You have no choice. You comply. As your ship's lights flicker and die, you have one last vision. The cube, in its hiding place, begins to glow brighter, much brighter. The patrol ship docks with your skiff. The airlock hisses open. Two armored officers step aboard. Their faces are hidden behind reflective visors. They move with quiet, professional menace. One keeps his rifle trained on you. The other begins to sweep the ship with a handheld scanner. You try to keep your expression neutral. You are just a humble junker. You have nothing to hide. The officer with the scanner moves through your small vessel. He scans the cargo hold, the engine room, your personal quarters. The scanner remains silent. You feel a small flicker of hope. Maybe your gambit worked. Maybe the reactor's radiation is enough to fool them. The officer finishes his sweep. He shakes his head at his partner. "Nothing," he says. "Signature must be coming from the wreckage." The lead officer keeps his rifle on you. "Do not leave this sector," he warns. "We are not done here." They retreat back to their ship. The airlock cycles shut. You are alone again. You let out a breath you did not realize you were holding. You were lucky. Too lucky. The patrol ship undocks and moves away. It joins the others, continuing its search grid. They are still hunting for the cube. Just as you begin to relax, a new alarm screams. It is not from your ship. It is a system-wide alert, broadcast on all channels. Unidentified fleet has entered the system. I repeat, an unidentified fleet is approaching Earth's orbit. This is not a drill. Your screen shows the tactical display. A cluster of red icons appears at the edge of the system. A swarm. The alien fleet from your vision. They are here. The patrol ships break formation. They turn to face the new threat. Their professional calm is gone. You can hear the frantic chatter on the comms. They are confused, scared. They were hunting for a ghost signal. Now they are facing an invasion. It seems like a very bad time for a career change. The alien ships are just as you saw them. Sleek, jagged, like shards of obsidian. They move with a predatory speed. They are not responding to hails. They are on a direct course. For you. For the heap. Their target is the orbital junkyard. They are not here to invade Earth. They are here for the same reason the patrol is. They are here for the cube. The patrol squadron forms a defensive line. 6 small cutters against a fleet of unknown strength. It is a brave gesture, a foolish one. The lead alien vessel fires. A beam of purple energy lances out. It strikes a patrol ship. The cutter vanishes in a silent flash of light. No explosion, no debris. Just gone. Erased from existence. Panic erupts on the comm channels. The remaining patrol ships scatter. They are outmatched, outgunned. They are falling back, abandoning the junkyard, abandoning you. You watch them flee. You cannot blame them. You would do the same. But you cannot run. You are at the heart of the storm. The swarm descends on the heap, a cloud of hungry locusts. The hunt is over. They have found what they were looking for. The alien swarm ignores you. Your small skiff is beneath their notice. They move with terrifying purpose. They form a perimeter around the core, the dense wreckage where you hid the cube. They begin to bombard it, not with weapons of annihilation, but with precise energy beams. They are not trying to destroy the wreckage. They are trying to carve it apart, to get to the prize within. You watch helplessly from your viewport. This is all your fault. You led them here. You and your lucky find. You should have thrown the cube into the sun, but it is too late for regrets. The aliens are tearing apart the graveyard of humanity's past. And then, something impossible happens. The cube responds. The echo in your mind roars back to life. It is not a whisper anymore. It is a shout, a command. A single word that is not a word. Awaken. A pulse of pure energy erupts from the dead destroyer's reactor. It is not a destructive blast. It is a wave of information. a signal that spreads through the entire junkyard. From one derelict hulk to another, the heap begins to stir. All around you, dead ships flicker with light. Emergency systems coming online after centuries of silence. Navigation lights blink on. Thrusters fire bursts of cold gas. The entire junkyard, this continent of scrap, is waking up. It is like watching a city rise from its grave. Ancient warship reactors power up. Their hulls groan as dormant systems activate. Weapon ports slide open on ships that have not tasted battle in 1,000 years. Targeting sensors pivot, locking onto the alien swarm. The heap is no longer a graveyard. It has become an army, a ghost fleet resurrected. The aliens pause their excavation. They seem confused. Their precise formation wavers. They were not expecting this. They came for an artifact. They found an arsenal. The energy readings must be off the charts. It's like they poked a hornet's nest with a very expensive stick. A very, very expensive stick. Your own ship, the Magpie, shudders. Its systems go wild. Your screens fill with new data, tactical overlays, fleet command protocols. You are not just seeing your own ship's status. You are seeing the status of every awakened vessel in the heap, thousands of them. From tiny fighters to colossal dreadnoughts. They are all linked, connected. And the link leads back to you. The cube has found its commander. The echo in your mind is no longer just a flood of information. It is a control interface. You can feel the ghost fleet. You can feel its power, its readiness. It is waiting for your command. You are no longer a scavenger. You are an admiral. The admiral of a fleet of scrap. And you are about to command the strangest battle in human history. You are the conductor of a mad orchestra. The instruments are rusted warships. The music is the hum of ancient power cores. The audience is a very surprised alien fleet. Your mind races. You have no military training. You once hot-wired a cargo hauler. That is the extent of your command experience. Yet the knowledge is there, flowing from the cube's echo. Strategy, tactics, the art of war. The alien swarm recovers from its shock. They regroup. They see the awakened fleet not as a threat, but as a final defense. A shell they must crack to get to the prize. They begin their attack run. Their formations are perfect. Their movements are precise. They are a professional military force. You have a collection of museum pieces. This should be a slaughter. Fire, you think. The command is not spoken. It is a pure impulse. A thought directed at the ghost fleet. In response, 1,000 weapon ports open. A symphony of destruction begins. Old laser cannons, plasma projectors, kinetic launchers, weapons that should be inert scrap, unleash hell. A storm of energy and metal hurtles toward the alien swarm. The aliens are caught off guard. Their shields flare as the volley of ancient weapons strikes them. The attack is chaotic, uncoordinated, a messy blast of pure firepower, like a shotgun blast against a swordsman. It is not elegant, but it is effective. Several of the smaller alien ships rupture. They drift away, crippled and broken. The ghost fleet has drawn first blood. The aliens falter. Their perfect lines break. You press the advantage. You think another command. Advance. The massive hulks of the junkyard armada begin to move. They are slow, clumsy, like waking giants. They push forward, using their immense mass as a shield. You direct a group of smaller destroyer-class ships to flank the enemy. They were once the pride of a forgotten navy. Now they are your cavalry. Their engines glow with renewed life. They accelerate faster than you thought possible. They weave through the debris field, their movements surprisingly agile. The aliens adapt quickly. They are skilled warriors. They split their forces. A wing of their fighters swoops in. They target the larger dreadnoughts. Their purple energy beams slice into the ancient hulls. Armor plates that have not been tested in centuries buckle and glow red hot. Your ships are taking damage. You feel a flicker of panic. This is real. Those are not just icons on a screen. You are responsible for this fleet, for these ghosts. You push the fear down. You focus on the tactical display in your mind. You see a weakness in their attack pattern. They are focusing on your biggest ships. They are ignoring the smaller, more numerous vessels. The junk. You issue a new command. A strange one. A scavenger's command. All vessels. Release magnetic clamps. The ships of your fleet obey. They jettison decades of accumulated scrap. Clouds of loose metal, hull plates, wiring, broken machinery billow out from the armada. You have created a metal storm, a smokescreen made of pure trash. The alien fighters fly right into it. Their precise sensors are blinded. Their sleek ships are battered by the debris. You just weaponized garbage. You have to admit, that is kind of your brand. The battle becomes a chaotic dance, a whirlwind of metal and light. The alien swarm is used to orderly combat, to clean lines and predictable tactics. You are giving them none of that. Your ghost fleet does not fight like a military unit. It fights like an avalanche. Unpredictable, overwhelming, and utterly insane. Your ships move with an impossible grace. They are not limited by the frailties of a living crew. They can execute maneuvers that would crush any pilot. They pivot on a dime. They accelerate at crushing speeds. They drift through clouds of their own debris. They use the junkyard itself as a weapon and a shield. You direct a wing of frigates to play dead. They power down their main systems. They drift lifelessly among the other wreckage. The aliens, focused on the larger threats, fly right past them. Then, on your command, the frigates light up. Their weapons fire at point-blank range, into the unprotected rear of the alien formation. It is a classic pirate move. You are very proud of it. The alien commander seems furious. Their ships begin to fire indiscriminately. They blast away at the junk cloud, trying to clear a path. But the heap is vast. For every piece of scrap they vaporize, 10 more drift in to take its place. You are fighting in your own backyard. You know every rock, every hiding place. You feel a strange connection to your fleet. You are not just commanding them. You are one with them. You feel the strain on their engines, the impact of every weapon strike, the surge of power as their reactors burn. It is exhilarating. It is terrifying. You are a single mind in 1,000 metal bodies. One of your largest ships, a behemoth they once called a titan, takes heavy fire. Its shields collapse. Alien energy beams carve deep wounds into its hull. You feel its agony. Its systems begin to fail. But even in its death throes, it is useful. You issue its final command. Ramming speed. The dying giant pushes forward, its engines burning with the last of their fuel. It plows through the smaller alien ships. It is a battering ram of unimaginable size. It collides with an alien cruiser. The impact is silent but spectacular. A brilliant flash of light marks their shared grave, a noble end for a forgotten warrior. The aliens are losing. They are not used to this kind of attrition. They are not used to an enemy that has nothing to lose. Your fleet is made of ghosts and scrap. Every ship you lose is one less piece of trash in the junkyard. Every ship they lose is a trained crew and an advanced war machine. The economics of this battle are squarely on your side. The alien swarm begins to pull back. They are not fleeing, they are regrouping, assessing the situation. They have underestimated the heap. They have underestimated humanity's ghosts. And most of all, they have underestimated you. The scavenger who became an admiral. The junker who turned their trash into an army. They came for a relic. They have started a war. The pause in the fighting is tense. Your ghost fleet holds its position, a silent, menacing wall of resurrected steel. The alien swarm gathers at a safe distance. You can feel their confusion, their frustration. But you also feel something else. Something you did not expect. Fear. Suddenly, a message arrives. Not through the comms, not through the cube's network. It appears directly in your mind. A single, focused thought. Not a command, not a threat, a plea. Cease hostilities. We are not your enemy. The voice is strange. It is ancient. It is weary. It comes from the lead alien vessel, the commander, the one you imagined as a furious warlord. The message is not in any human language, but like the cube's whispers, you understand it perfectly. It bypasses language. It communicates pure intent. You guard the key. The voice continues. We have been searching for it for generations. We did not expect to find it guarded by its own creators. We thought you were extinct. The words hang in your mind. Creators? Extinct? They are not talking about modern humanity. They are talking about the builders of the Ghost Fleet, the star-born empire from your visions. More information flows from the alien commander's mind. It is not a torrent like the cubes. It is a gentle stream, a story. They show you their people. They, Xylos. They are not warriors. They are scholars, explorers, refugees. Their worlds were the first to fall, to the same enemy from your visions, the Devourer. They show you the Devourer, not as a shadowy myth, but as a terrible reality, a swarm of living darkness, a locust plague that moves from star to star, consuming everything, worlds, suns, life itself. The Xylos have been running from it for centuries, fleeing across the galaxy, always one step ahead of the endless night. Their ancient records spoke of a legend, a mighty empire that once stood against the darkness, an empire of beings called humans. This empire fought the Devourer to a standstill, and in their final act, they created a superweapon, a key that could reignite the Great Furnace, a device powerful enough to stop the Devourer. They hid the key, and then they vanished. The Xylos have been searching for that key ever since. It is their last hope, their only hope. They tracked its faint energy signature here, to this system, to this junkyard. They saw the dormant fleet. They assumed it was just a graveyard, a shell protecting the artifact. They did not realize the ghosts were still home. We are not invaders, the voice of the Xylos commander pleads. The name comes to you, Elder Onesh. We are desperate. The Devourer is close. It follows our trail. It will be here in days. The truth of the message settles upon you. It feels real, sincere. You have been fighting the wrong enemy. You have been fighting the only other people who understand the real threat. This was all a terrible misunderstanding. A very loud, very explosive misunderstanding. As if summoned by the name, a shadow falls over the system. It is not the shadow of a ship. It is a patch of perfect blackness against the starfield. A hole in reality. No light escapes it. No sensor can penetrate it. It is vast. So vast it begins to blot out the distant stars. The Devourer has arrived. A collective gasp of terror ripples through the Xylos fleet. You feel it through your mental link with Elder Onesh. It is a fear honed over centuries of flight. They have seen this sight too many times. The harbinger of their doom. The silence on all channels is absolute. Even the static of space seems to hold its breath. The devourer is not a single entity. As it draws closer, you see it is a swarm, a cloud of countless smaller shadows, each one a living vessel of darkness. They move together as one, a tide of nothingness. It does not have engines. It does not travel through space. It consumes it. The distance between you and the shadow simply shrinks. Panic begins to set in. Even your ghost fleet feels it. A tremor of ancient fear passed down from its creators. They fought this thing before, and they lost. What chance do you have? A scavenger and a fleet of antiques, a handful of refugee scholars. It is not a fair fight. The universe rarely offers those. Elder, Onesh speaks in your mind again. His voice is laced with despair. It is as we feared. It is too late. The great furnace is our only hope. The weapon your ancestors built. We must activate it. He is right. Fighting this thing head-on is pointless. It is like trying to punch the night. You look at the tactical display in your mind. The Devourer swarm is immense. It dwarfs your combined forces. It is moving slowly, majestically, as if it knows there is no need to hurry. No prey has ever escaped it. It is not just an army. It is a force of nature, a cosmic plague. The leading edge of the swarm reaches the outer planets of your system. You watch in horror as it envelops a gas giant. The massive planet vanishes into the blackness. Not destroyed, not consumed in fire, just gone, wiped from existence. The Devourer does not just eat matter, it eats reality itself. You think about running. The thought is tempting. You could take your little skiff, the Magpie, and flee. But where would you go? The Devourer is coming for this galaxy. There is nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. The star-born empire of humanity fell. The Xylos have been hunted to the brink of extinction. This is the last stand, whether you like it or not. The fear is a cold knot in your stomach. But beneath it, something else stirs. A flicker of defiance, a spark of anger. This thing, this Devourer, it has taken so much. It has hunted your ancestors. It has tormented the Xylos. Now it comes for your home, your sun, your world. You are just a scavenger. But this is your heap, and you will not let it fall without a fight. You have a ghost fleet. You have a new, if reluctant, ally. And you have the key. It is time to see what it can do.